This is the Chinese city of Wuhan, the first known epicenter of the novel coronavirus outbreak in the world. Situated on the banks of the mighty Yangtze River, the provincial capital of central China's Hubei once welcomed India's first ever Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. In 1924, Tagore made his maiden visit to the Middle Kingdom. And on May 24th, the Indian icon's entourage reached Hankou, one of the three cities along with Wuchang and Hanyang that form the mega metropolis of Wuhan a few years later. His first destination was the then upmarket Deming Hotel, founded by a French businessman, which was later known as Chang'an Hotel. Unfortunately, many decades later, a fire gutted the historic French Renaissance-style hotel building. Tagore came to Wuhan just for a single day and he stayed in this hotel, but right now the building is under construction and one can't enter inside the building. The building is old and that's why it's being renovated or reconstructed. But this was the hotel where Rabindranath Tagore stayed in Wuhan because he came to Wuhan just for a solitary day, and on that day he spent a few hours in this hotel. Tagore was invited to Wuhan by Xiong Foshi, a Chinese playwright, to deliver a lecture at a local school in Wuhan. US-educated Xiong, who was famous for his experimental theater, was close to Tagore's friend and interpreter Shu Zhimo, and the Puda school was his alma mater. I'm standing in front of a school. This is currently known as number 16 middle school in Wuhan. But if you look back at the history of the school, this used to be known as Puda school, and India's first ever Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, when he came to Wuhan just for a single day, so at that time he was invited to deliver a lecture at the school. Tagore was asked to speak on education. In his speech, Tagore had opposed any kind of mechanization and stereotyping of education. He advocated for being closely connected to nature and also slammed Western education, calling it very materialistic. His local host Xiong, who was also a teacher of that school at that time, found Tagore's speech quite lyrical. On that afternoon, the New Youth Buddhist Society of Wuhan and some people from Wuchang organized a grand welcome party at the Wuchang Sports Stadium to honor Tagore. In his address, Tagore didn't talk much about Buddhism, but it was quite similar to his speech in the morning at the Puda school. Some hostile elements in the audience shouted at him and said, "Dr. Tagore, we can't understand your arguments against science." But the man of letters prevailed over his critics. He remained calm, composed, and true to his faith, motivating a large section of the audience. Tagore's next stop was Wuchang Buddhist School, where he spoke on Buddhism. The erudite Indian charmed his listeners as usual. And later that night, the Indian bard left for Shanghai by Yi He Company boat. The name of the steamer was Chi He. Tagore was on the first deck of the steamship, and he appreciated the moon that night while cruising through the river Yangtze. That's how the poet's eventful solitary day sojourn to Wuhan came to an end.